everyone, Sarah here and Merry Christmas. Christmas is very nearly upon us, and so we have some seasonal crafts to get stuck into. For this project I'm going to try out these chalk markers. These ones are from Chalkola and I'll link them in the description below. I have this charger plate that I no longer use, and so I'm going to make it into a really quite cute Christmas chalkboard. This is a simple plastic one, or you could use a metal one, or you could just use a piece of round wood. But the first thing we do need to do is give it a really good sand. We need to provide a key for the paint to attach to. And once we have sanded it, if you wipe away all the dust, and then we're good to go. I have this Undercoat Primer made for wood and metal, so I'm going to give it 2 very thin coats of this, so let it dry fully in between both coats. I find this combination of paint works well for me on this kind of plastic, even though it's meant for wood. But what I always do for any of these is give it the scratch test and make sure none of that is going to scratch off. I have another wood paint for my top coats that I'm going to paint around the edge, but if you've got some chalk paint you can use this, or you can use acrylics. I'm just using a nice natural colour, but obviously you can use whichever colour you wish. So I've done 2 coats around the edge and I've let it dry in between, and now's the time we can get on and use these chalk markers. I'm going to add some nice green foliage around the edge and just decorate it all lovely. These are such a pleasure to work with. They glide really nicely. You shake them up and the liquid chalk just comes out. They're really quite lovely. And the colours are so vibrant, although you can get lots of different variations of packs of different colours. So as I say, these are a chalk based pen and they will wipe off at this stage, but I'm going to make this one set and then we're going to use them again in a bit. So decorate it with a nice Christmassy pattern. Just going to go in and paint all around it, and then I'm going to take the red and add some berries in, and then some black and white details as we go through. I've got so many ideas to use all these chalk markers, so I hope you stay tuned and watch some more videos that I have and all the other creative videos I have, and please do consider subscribing too. And I hope you enjoy my craft projects as much as I do. I'm just adding the last little details before we set this section. I just thought instead of using 2 products we'd use just the one, and I found a way to set it. You can use a fixative, or better still I use a hairspray to first of all just set the chalk in place, and then I take my regular craft lacquer spray and I'm just going to spray this all around the edge. So that I don't spray any of it on the middle, I've just made a paper template to go in the middle, taking it outside so that we're nice and in the air and not spraying it and breathing in the fumes. And I've done 2 light coats and let it dry. And now this is some black chalkboard paint. I'll link some of this in the description below. I've made absolutely loads of chalkboards with this little pot of paint, and so I think it's a fantastic thing to use. Little personalised chalkboards make such lovely gifts, and they're a gorgeous addition to your home if you just fancy making some for any part of your home. I've given it 2 coats of paint, and now we need to just set it, and so we get some regular chalk, rub it all over and then rub it in and then rub it away, and then we just repeat that process once more, and that just seems to set in the paint and just seems to make it into the chalkboard it needs to be. So here's your regular chalk. It's okay, but I think these chalk pens, they work wonderful. And so I'm going to draw a little message. I've done the trace and paint method like I've done in lots of my other videos, this time just using the chalk on the back, and we're simply using the chalk markers and going over our design. If you're happy to do freehand, then that's brilliant, but I like to have a little plan and a little design to follow as I go along. So as you can see, the chalk markers, they just glide along beautifully. They're a real pleasure to use. So I'm going along with my faux calligraphy and thickening up the downward strokes. As we do there. And be merry and bright. Of course, it's nearly Christmas. Let's be merry and bright. And so just to finish off, and just got a long section of ribbon. I've tucked it round into a bow. I'll hot glue it and hot glue it onto the bottom. That's the brilliant thing with this, we can keep changing the message in the middle. So I hope you enjoyed that project as much as I did, and come and see the rest of my tutorials, and happy holidays!